Sony responds to the backlash about stopping disc production in 2028, but all is not as it seems. Sony reports 82% digital game sales dominance in Q1 2026. In the April to June quarter of the fiscal 2026, Sony sold 66.1 million full game units, 82% digitally, while PS5 hardware reached 1.6 million units sold and 95.3 million lifetime shipments. Digital revenue hit roughly 9 times physical figures, including free-to-play, DLC, and microtransactions, though accounting differences like full digital sales versus physical royalties fuel debate. Fans and analysts see this as a sign of shifting preferences, with some, like former Blizzard exec Mike Ybarra, noting that the high digital ratio while calling for stronger ownership rights amid talks of console evolution. Now, this is actually pretty interesting, right? Because I was reading this on Reddit literally a couple of days ago, like maybe 2-3 days ago, and then boom, this post came out talking about game sales. And I want to tell you guys why I think these numbers are a bit bogus, because this Reddit post, I actually agree with this guy's on the money, and he's put it into words that I couldn't. But the thing that I think that we should listen to is part 1 and part 2 here, right? So part 1, the 80% digital lie. So it's 82% was their figure, right? And they've actually released this again publicly today and reaffirmed it, right? It was last night. Corporate defenders parrot the same stat. 80% of PlayStation software sales are already digital. Physical is dead. That number is the load-bearing wall of the entire pro-Sony narrative. Here's the trick. That 80% that 80% bundles together free-to-play live service games, Fortnite, Apex, every single microtransaction, skins, V-Bucks, DLCs, and small indie games that strictly ship digital only, right? And that's actually huge to think about, right? Because that means that the stats that they're releasing are skewed. Because if free games are included in their sales figures, they shouldn't be, because it's not actually a sale, right? You know, it's selling something, and everyone was going to get Fortnite. And I bet you there's going to be like 2 out of 10 people that download Fortnite don't actually play it, like, or get it attached to their account because they hit, add to library, right? And then obviously including microtransactions. Like, microtransactions are literally only or almost exclusively done digitally. I think some game stores you can buy like their currency with gift cards in stores, right? But obvious obfuscation of the truth here. In late 2023, Insomniac Games was hit with a cyber attack, leaking PlayStation's actual internal first-party sales data. Out of 33 major first-party exclusives, 31 of them sold more physical than digital. Here's the breakdown. Uncharted 4, 83% physical, 17% digital. Sackboy: A Big Adventure, 77% digital, physical, 23% digital. Ratchet & Clank, and the numbers just keep going on, right? On the hardware side, Sakana industry analyst Matt Piscatella published data showing 82% of every PS5 sold in the US was the disc edition. Digital-only consoles are stuck at roughly 18%. When customers were given a real choice at retail, over 4 out of 5 of them picked the box with the drive. Of course, right? You want the fucking disc drive, dude. All right. And then this is the part that I think is quite interesting. The manufactured scarcity step by step. This shift wasn't organic. It was engineered in a 5-year strategy. Launch a digital edition PS5 at a lower MSRP to bait budget-conscious buyers. Right? Sell a detachable disc drive separately for $79 and keep it in artificial global scarcity, because the disc drive for the PlayStation is always coming in and out of stock. You can't fucking buy it, and it's always at a high rate of price, and component prices are all going up at the time they did it, right? And it would probably be much cheaper to include it in the PlayStation instead of having to have it as a separate unit. Announced a $700 PS5 Pro with no disc included by default. Replaced the actual disc in expensive $200 plus collector's edition with a download code, GTA 6. Point at the resulting crater in physical sales and claim consumers were spoken. To ensure this shift is physically impossible to reverse, Sony sank an estimated $34 million into retooling their DADC plant in Thalgau, Austria. The factory used to pump out 600,000 Blu-ray discs a day, but assembly lines are currently being converted to manufacture optical micro lenses for car sensors. By 2028, physical disc capacity will be cut to roughly 10%. According to the High Chaos Run, This 2028 decision was kept so secret it blindsided PlayStation India, who are actively planning to expand physical retail. So, all sus. If you guys want a link to this post, I'll chuck it in the chat for you now. You can suss it out. But, suspicious. Suspicious.